Angela Yee, and my guy is here right now, David Banner.
First of all, I'm proud of you. You
Oh,
look
thank
happy
you.
and
I am.
you glowing and shit. Can I say
am.
shit?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
shit.
did.
Okay.
Well, I'm just happy you're alive because we just seen you get, we watched Fight Night. And I guess it's safe to say because the series has watched, I'm not giving no spoilers, but,
Well, what I will say is there may be a situation where we can have something with me. I've been hearing whispers in the wind that they may do prequels.
I was going to say it would have to be a prequel.
They'll have to do prequels or a zombie show.
Yeah, after the Fight Night at Underworld.
Let me tell you something, Angela, no lie. Fight Night has changed the whole course of my life.
Oh, okay.
Like, people, it's hard to find, something that our people really resonate with. Mm-hmm. And Black people all over the world are resonating with my character on that TV show. Like, and people don't know, and I'm not fighting them and trying to prove it, but like a lot of people, they don't know this is my 37th, 38th film or television show.
I remember Black Snake Moan.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where it started with Sam and with Craig Brewer.
Listen, I remember watching that movie and, looking back, because we were so much younger when that came out. That was like, 18 years ago or something? But you know how certain things, like in retrospect, because when I saw you in this movie, and then I thought, I flashed back to watching Black Snake Moan and being like, what the hell is going on with this chained up white lady in this movie? But now when you can look at it from a different perspective and understand what it was, the deeper meaning of it.
Right. And also, man, I would have never known that Sam would have been what he ended up being to be in my life. Sam has sort of been my guiding light on the movie side. And there hasn't been one time where I've called him and needed something that he didn't call me back, or, he didn't, say, come on, man, and let me talk to you and sit me down, man. And he doesn't play when it comes to acting at all.
That's good. He shouldn't.
And for him to see a certain light in me, it made me see a light in myself that I didn't normally see, man. And so, like, you all are really going to be proud of what's on the horizon for me on the acting side, man. And I'm so grateful, man, because so many of us are not even alive to have the opportunity, much less have the opportunity to do something greater. After a lot of people think that we've already got our major blessing. Like, music was just, I never would have thought that music was just the beginning for me.
It's the conduit for everything. Yeah. It's amazing to see everything you have managed to accomplish, because I think, as an artist, sometimes people are like, I'm an artist, my first deal was messed up, this happened, that happened, but not just as an artist, but as a producer, then as somebody who started their own company, that's also doing production and music for campaigns and for advertising agencies and helping people ideate and come up with strategies, but then also acting, but then also being really vocal about politics at a time when it wasn't popular to do so. Because I think artists can shy away from those types of topics because they don't want to, it could be they don't want to alienate their audience. It could be that they don't feel comfortable or well versed enough, and that's something you've attacked early.
I don't even excuse me for interrupting you, but I want to thank you because it's been so hard, and people don't know what I've had to go through, what I've had to sacrifice, when I was talking about, even wanting to be married,
that went viral.
Yeah, it went viral in a big way. And the thing is that people don't understand that they only see what you have, but they don't see what you sacrifice. They don't see the time away. They don't see, you look up and you have cars and houses, but no friends, no wife, no family, no kids, none of those things that really matter. Because if you think about it, things that really matter, you only get one of. You know what I'm saying? And something we can't get back is time. We were talking about how young we were, but people don't know how many hours you sit in these studios. We were just talking about that, the fact that you can sleep now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, this is my 20th year doing radio this year.
and think about, the crazy thing is people think that we knew what we were doing. Most of us just got in here and bumped our head until we could fucking figure it out.
Right.
And I'm grateful. You're still beautiful. I'm still handsome. We still healthy. We still have an opportunity to make it. I was at DJ Jazzy Jeff house, less than 2 months ago, and there, Kent ain't here no more.
Right.
He was
Rest
there
in peace.
with me.
Oh, he was there too.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was there.
Because it was a camp. It was like some type
Yeah,
of
he
writers
was there.
camp. Okay.
And the crazy thing he kept saying to me is, "I'm gonna get you to rap again. You need to rap. We need you to rap." And you know, we sometimes we have we're so goal oriented that sometimes we forget to be grateful for just the fact that we still exist. You know, so for you to be here, to have an opportunity to still continue to actualize your dreams in the way that you want it, and then allow me to speak about my dreams through your platform. I'm a whole lot more grateful. I really, really am. Thank you.
And we really met early on in this game too, because when I was at Sirius, you know, I met you way back then. But I will say you've been very consistent in how you are as a human being, because some people aren't like that. There's people I have met, and then if I see them, I'm like, I don't know if I don't want to like intrude on their space, or I might feel a little uncomfortable. Like I don't want to. But with you, you've always been a very welcoming.
Yeah,
maybe it's that Southern hospitality.
The thing too is that I've always been clear about what I believe in, and I think a lot of people have protected me, because like even the first time, you know, I came up when you were at the capacity that you just left. Like, I was very clear with how I really felt about my community and what I stood for. And you all protected me. And you didn't have to, you know, because a lot of times we see people and you know, I mean, whether we admit it or not, the job now, for the most part, anything that says hip hop is usually used to tear hip hop down. Most platforms don't build up the hip hop artists. It doesn't build up the hip hop culture. The money comes in criticizing, defaming, tearing apart. So when you have platforms and people that want to protect you, sometimes that's why I wanted to stop you early and just say thank you for acknowledging me, because I have sacrificed so much, and it's been so hard, especially coming from Mississippi.
Right.
People don't understand what I went through. You know, I lived in the garment district, homeless, and I had never been to New York before. You know what I'm saying? I slept on floors, all kind of shit, in order for this to happen. And you know, to even be here now, man, and if you know what's on the horizon for me, man, for as hard as we work, it's a blessing to see your name up there. It's a blessing.
What made you come to New York first? Like you said, you came to the garment district. Like, why New York? Because New York is such it can be a very unwelcoming place and a really expensive place to try to make it early on.
A lot of people don't know this because they don't do history. I was a backpacker. I was a battle rapper. I was a straight hip-hopper from Mississippi. That's why when people talk that hip-hop shit to me, they can't really talk it to me because I lived it. I got teased for being a hip-hopper, for loving hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Mantronics, Tila Rock, Stetsasonic. Like, that's the shit I was on.
The Lyricist Lounge back in the day when they used to battle. I remember Eminem being in those battles and battle rapping.
So, like, for me, when I decided to represent what I represented, it was because I realized the thing that I thought that I loved didn't love me the same way that I loved it. Nor did it love my people or where I was from the same way that I loved it. I was willing to give everything for it, and it wasn't willing to even acknowledge me. So I came to New York because if hip-hop is what you believe in, and this is where you come to the Mecca, right? What's crazy that a lot of people don't know, Razzcast was my roommate.
Razzcast.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was like we went through so much stuff believing that the pillars of what they said this shit stood on was the truth, when really, in some ways, it was imperialism. You know, and one of my best friends, he tells me that to this day. He said, you loved hip-hop like it was your wife. No, I'm serious. I love this shit. Like, I really did love it. And when I realized, that's why, like, when they criticize these children about the way that they do music, the reason why these kids don't fuck with us, because we didn't fuck with them.
Right.
You know, and some of these artists, they try as hard as they possibly can, and we don't even have to go too far, Angela. We look at Black Thought. We look at Common. We look at Souls of Mischief. You see what I'm saying? We look at groups like that, man. Like, we look at, even right now, you look at somebody like J.I.D.
Right.
Like, come on, man. Like, we doing the shit that y'all say that these people don't do, and when they do it, We don't love them. Look at Crit.
I mean, Mano was earlier saying that Cool G Rap doesn't get the respect he feels like that he should get. And he's like, why is nobody like trying to sit down and, because he influenced a lot of people when it came to hip hop.
So for me, like, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, at least in the movie world, is I'm trying to create a system where our children won't know that kind of discrimination, even if it's not from other people, even if it's from people that look like us. Like, if I tell these children, because the truth is a lot of the stuff that we believed in was a lie. But if we can get the power, then we can make it true, encapsulate it. Like, imagine anybody who worked for you. If you're able to pay them and do the things that they told us the shit was supposed to be about, treat people the way that they supposed to be treated, then it will soon become the truth under your roof.
Right.
So, that's my goal is to try to do it, under the auspices of movies.
Okay.
And I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, well, listen, you're doing a phenomenal job at that. I want to say Fight Night was an amazing series, and it made me dig into the real story because I know it was based on a podcast that was based on a true story, right? And a story I've never heard of before, by the way. The big fight, Muhammad Ali has this big fight after, he wasn't allowed to fight anywhere after.
Have you ever heard of Uptown Saturday Night before with Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier? Do you remember Madame Zenobia's, when they robbed the party in Madame Zenobia's?
Yes.
That was what really happened in Atlanta. Okay. But they took that and put it in the movie, but that's really the story of Fight Night. So you know it and don't really know that you know it.
Yeah, I didn't know. Especially in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was something that happened. I didn't even know, because I think a lot of times our history, and I love to see stories of things that happen in our history being told in this way. Because I know it's not all the way true, right? But I know that it's based on something that really happened, and that's what makes people dig deeper into our history.
What happens, too, is, Angela, in a lot of cases, and I'm not going to go too far because this is what I usually do, and I'm trying to get away from it.
Why?
Because I'm realizing that people don't want to know the truth. Like, I want to give the truth. But I continuously put myself in detriment, my businesses in detriment for things that I have talked about for the last 15 years, and it has not brought me anything but pain. And a lot of times it's ego. Sometimes we feel like God is telling us, what God has shown you is that you keep doing the same shit and failing. So you have to do better. So what I realize is I have to be quiet, build my business and employ people.
Okay.
If I can make movies, like if you look at somebody like Spike Lee, he doesn't have to stand up on radio and talk this. All he got to do is go make Malcolm X.
Right.
That's it. And then he can go home and have a family. I don't have no kids, no wife, none of that shit. I've been fighting.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Don't worry.
Yeah, I've been working. So what I'm realizing, baby, is we have to realize what the real revolution is, and the real revolution is feeding people, employing people. And a lot of times we talk all this shit for our ego. Like, I don't do this shit for ego. I really care. And we see what they did to Malcolm and Martin. We see what they did to Marcus Garvey. We see what Bob Marley had to go through from his own people.
Right.
You feel me? So if that ain't God talking to you and telling me that I got to do it a different way, so I might as well enjoy my life, do the best that I possibly can, teach when I can.
Do you think it stopped you from getting opportunities, being really vocal?
Fuck yeah.
Because I do feel like you've been consistently.
Look how good I look, how well I act, at what level like. People don't talk about this, and I don't like bragging, but it's the truth. I'm a fucking genius. You don't name anything that I've embarked in, I haven't done it at a high level.
Right.
I was one of the hottest producers on this fucking planet, from Quincy Jones to Chris Brown to Lil Wayne. You name it, I produced them, right? At a very high level, rapping at a very, very, very high level, acting at a very, very high level. We just talked about who I was acting up against and with in Fight Night. You feel me? So it has to be something. Yeah. I know I look better than most of these motherfuckers. Hold on. So it has to be something. And the real truth is I had to realize this. No matter if a white boy was right, I wouldn't, if I owned the radio station, or like, let's say somebody, you're not going to let somebody come in here, no matter how right they may be, and talk about Angela Yee.
Right.
Are you? Fuck no.
No, I'm not.
Right. And you can't expect white people to do the same. Even though I may be 100% right about the shit that I'm talking about, the shit that white people have done to black people strategically, systematically, and all the shit that I'm talking about. No different than our books. They're telling us what books we can't read or we can't write, but it's about the shit you did to us.
Yeah, and it's facts.
Right, it's facts.
Real history.
But it's against them. So what I'm realizing, if I wouldn't allow a white boy to do that to me, why would I expect him to let me in his movies?
Okay.
Or let me on his platform? It doesn't make sense. We get emotional about it. So what I'm realizing is that as a businessman, I have to be smart enough to know that if Black people were going to really listen to me, Angela, I've been talking the same shit since you know me.
Right, you have.
They would have done something by now. They didn't listen to Malcolm. They didn't listen to Marcus or Marcus Garvey. And I am a great person, but I'm nowhere close to them. They'll fuck around and kill you. You'll fuck around and be broke. And every time that I've ever been broke, motherfucker, nobody came to try to help me.
Now, the times that you've been broke, are you broke vocally or are you broke and people don't know? Because I don't know a time.
Well, if people hadn't heard from you and you mean so much, they would find you.
Okay. So
we find negative motherfuckers.
Right.
We find drugs. We find sex. We find everything else. Why we can't find the people who are good for us? And then think about it. Even when we had this short conscious woke movement, we didn't go get the motherfuckers who have always been trying to give us that.
Right.
We went and got the new motherfuckers that we like that was saying the same negative shit to come and tell us this new woke shit, and that shit don't make no sense. I talked about that recently. If we were engineered into the situations that we in, why wouldn't we go get an engineer?
Right.
Why we always go get rappers and basketball players and football players? If something is wrong with the water, I want a motherfucker that studies the ocean, not a motherfucker that raps. That shit don't make no sense. And then we wonder why we still in the same places that we are mentally, spiritually, physically, and politically. It don't make sense.
Well, speaking of politically, because obviously the elections are coming up. And no comment?
Nope. Black folks don't want to hear the truth.
I want to hear the
politics.
truth.
No, but that's going to get me in trouble because they don't want to hear the truth. The truth is if you can't eat it, if you can't work in it, if you can't write it on a sheet of paper, it don't fucking matter. Politics don't have nothing to do with religion, how it makes you feel. It's good to see a face that looks like mine. I don't care if it's an alien. If you're going to do something for Black people specifically that you can write about or talk about, because think about it. Any other group of people, if you ask them what they're getting out of politics, they can specifically tell you what they're getting. If you ask usually a homie or a Mexican, right, what they're getting out of politics is usually has something to do with what? Immigration, right? They know what the fuck they want out of their community. We don't know what the fuck we want. We just got to make sure Trump doesn't get elected. No, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about Trump. I don't care nothing about Trump. Do you have somewhere to work? Are they putting you in jail? I just saw a big-ass dispensary downtown in New York. How many Black folks up in Harlem got locked up for weed?
Right.
Are they out of jail? This is what I want to know. I don't give a fuck about, you know what I'm saying? So, like, with me, I've learned that people will get you to talk about shit, and it's not going to help you. It's not. I mean, you know, I hope that people get elected, but the real truth is, you know, one thing that I can say is that with Trump being out here, all the shit that I used to tell people about how racist America was and people used to blow me off, now they see that shit and won't acknowledge it. Ooh. The same thing about the medicines and the stuff that they was injecting about. When I used to tell Black folks about what they were doing to our people in the medical system, motherfuckers talked about me like a dog. Now we figuring out, we don't come back and say, hey, this motherfucker may be right, so if he tell me something else that I think is crazy, maybe I should listen. So I just didn't stop telling motherfuckers. And last thing, Angela, think about how many people we know. We just talked about the people that we know, the information that we have access to, how much success that we done had, and we be giving our people the information for free. And you got to convince a motherfucker that you telling the truth.
Right.
Motherfucker, it's for free. Just take the information and shut the fuck up. But they won't. Motherfucker will take your career for you. So if we want the prequel to Fight Night, I better shut the fuck up.
Okay. and we want it. All right. So, but I will say that was one of the most amazing ensembles.
Thank you.
To see all the people that were in Fight Night. I mean, that cast. Don Cheadle was up
I'm not
here.
flirting, but you look really good. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
you are
you.
so beautiful. You shining. What y'all doing to her over? Y'all feeding her? Go, girl.
Oh, stop it.
Did you see she went?
Oh my God,
she's like,
stop it.
Stop it. But keep going. Don't. Okay.
But yeah, that was an all-star cast. Like, to even see how they put that whole ensemble together. And Kevin Hart, I want to say, that's probably the best role that I've ever seen him play.
Man, like Angela, I can't bullshit. I don't hear people talking about this. You can say whatever you want to about Kevin. That motherfucker working his ass
Oh, yes,
off.
he does. That is one thing no one can deny.
I thought Tyler Perry was the only person that I ever seen that works where I could at least say, well, maybe Tyler, we know how much money he has, but I'm talking about the hours.
Yeah.
I was on set with Tasha Smith. I watched this motherfucker go through 2 shows. Leave that motherfucker after directing. He wrote the motherfucker. When it did a play and some other shit had to come back, I was like, this motherfucker working.
He is not playing.
Kevin did the same thing. And for a person who has reached the level of success that I've reached, sometimes we don't have access to the people that can push our dreams to the next level. Mm-hmm. Like for Kevin to get paid, Kevin works like me and you work.
Right.
But it's getting paid like they getting paid.
Yeah.
And it shows me that if we can hold on a little bit longer, Angela, all we need is 2 years. Working how me and you work, getting paid what he getting paid, we can make sure that our families are good for 4 generations. If we can get 2 years. Think about this. I probably shouldn't say this, but I was working on 2 TV shows at the same time. Right? When I was shooting Fight Night, I was Fight Night and Family Business New Orleans, which will be out at the end of December. We're going to talk about that too.
Yes, we will.
I was working 2 shows. Imagine if I was getting $19 million for both of them.
Oh wow, yeah.
Like I get paid good, but not
well.
nowhere, not even divisible. Not even divisible to what Kevin Hart getting. But imagine the fact that we can. Most motherfuckers are too lazy to work that hard, and then the people who do, they don't have no choice but work that hard. I can't wait to get that year or 2. That's all I need, working like I work and getting paid what I deserve.
What's interesting, as we talk about Kevin Hart, because he does have a family. He has children. He's married. Now you feel that you've sacrificed those things, right? Because you've been very focused on what it is that you have going on. And I think sometimes we don't take into consideration that men, like for women, a lot of times we make those sacrifices, right? We might feel like I can't take time off. I can't afford to get pregnant. And then people look at you differently when you're pregnant. People will tell you, you can't have a career. When Cardi B first got pregnant early on, they were like, oh my God, that's a bad. She talks about that, how people thought it was a bad idea. And look at her, she's got 3 kids now. Seems like she's doing great as far as being a mom. And that's important. That was important to her. Now for you, where do you think, as far as making time, I feel like that could have been something that if you made, because I also don't look at it as such a bad thing. Maybe it wouldn't have been the best situation.
It's a blessing. The only people that really talk all that shit, and it took one of my friends to show me this, it's women who wish that they had that opportunity. And it wasn't the fact that I was waiting to get married. What people missed is the fact that I said I wanted children.
Right.
And a lot of those women can't have children. So it hurts them that physically they feel like they can't be with a man like me when they don't know. They didn't ask the question.
Okay.
And think about it. And this is how far our culture has fallen. A black man with no diseases, who has accomplished his dreams, who does right by his people, waited to get married because he knew it would have been worse, and people wouldn't have talked about me if I would have got a woman pregnant, set her up in the house, and then I would have went back to work, and she would have just wasted her whole life, and I wouldn't have known my children.
That was a conscious decision.
Right, that was a conscious decision that I made, and it would be different if I didn't accomplish my dream. See, I was telling this woman when she was talking about love languages one time, she said, I want a man that is successful and spends time with me. That is not possible. That is not possible. You can't, some love languages don't go together. So the real truth is I either had to sacrifice my career, which I wouldn't have been happy with myself because I would have felt like I would have gave it to somebody else, or accomplish my dreams and then get it the right way. I'm doing it the right way. I didn't waste anybody's time. And now I'm a better man. I'm a better father. I'm a better human being in general. Anybody who criticizes that is a fucking bum. And I'm talking to you, who are male or female. You're a fucking loser. I did all of the right things, and that's what you're going to criticize a black man for?
Right.
It's for waiting, being honorable, and accomplishing his fucking goal? And whatever woman I decide at that time, the time that she waited, she won't have to worry about shit for the rest of her fucking life. That is honorable. Anybody that criticizes that is a fucking loser.
Timing is important, too, because you could be with the right person, but it's the wrong time for you.
Anybody who would have been with me before, everybody who knows me knows that you're second to my career. Don't say nothing to me because it's crazy. Have you ever noticed about this? And men and women do this, right? Whatever a person falls in love with you for, if they're not a great person, they usually try to kill whatever it was that attracted them to you in the first place.
Okay.
So if you're a woman, but you talk, you speak to men well, the room loves you, you work the room, as soon as they get you, then what the fuck you talking to everybody
right.
for? Or why you always in the studio? You met me in the studio.
That's
you
what I was
met
doing.
me in the club. And let me tell you how people do you. Then if you listen to them and you stop doing what made you popular in the first place, then you're a fucking bum and you're not providing for your family and you're not doing your job. What I realize is that some people are just hurting and they criticize you not because you made the right decision, but because they're miserable with their lives.
It's projecting onto other people what you're lacking.
Because a lot of people who did the exact opposite had 4 or 5 kids, 7, 8, 9 divorces, you know what I'm saying, and ruined 7, 8, 9 people's lives and their kids are miserable. They should have waited.
Right.
And
right.
so, right, you know what I'm saying? So I don't let, it's so crazy. It's so many motherfuckers who they shit ain't popping because I'm a little petty. I didn't know I was petty, but my friends call me Petty Murphy, Petty Pendergrass. And I'll go research people that's talking shit. And I look through their Instagram and I be like, how that shit you talking about working for you? You're miserable. I see that you're miserable.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm tired of people. There's so many people who take shots, but they don't take responsibility for what they do.
People who are happy
I'm done.
normally don't criticize what other people have going on in their lives. And I've always noticed that and seen that.
And I have a fucking awesome life. And I'm going to be an awesome father. And I'm going to be an even more awesome husband, just not for your miserable ass.
All right. Well, I want to ask you this since you talked about going to DJ Jazzy Jeff.
But am I telling the truth, though?
Yeah.
You know it.
Dan's getting married next year.
Come on, D. That's all right, D. I'm going to catch up. Go ahead. I'm listening.
But yeah, so you talked about going to DJ Jazzy Jeff's. Like, it's a writing camp, I guess, or I don't know exactly what it was. But and DJ Clark Kent was there, and they were like, you got to get back into doing this music. You think you felt out of love with being a rapper or being a hip-hop artist?
I believed in what they said hip-hop was. I believed that it was about talent. And it's not. Black people hip-hop sold. They gave hip-hop away. I don't even say they sold it. A few very specific black people made money off of it, but we gave the culture away. You know, and people who criticize these children, I look at the people that we looked up to. They ran and did features with all the rock groups and all the top R&B singers, and then they told these kids not to do it. They were always about money. You know what I'm saying? You know, when they talk about the stuff that a lot of these kids rap about, our favorite hip-hop groups was all talking about dope and fucking in strip clubs too, but just in a very Eurocentric, and they talked like they were from England just because you articulate yourself. You're saying the same fucking shit. I never forget I was debating with somebody one time when they said something about the Yin Yang Twins, and then I was like, well, what about Flavor Flav?
Right.
And they was like, I was like, well, that's y'all Yin Yang Twins. And it's balanced. Nothing is wrong with either one because I'm a big Flavor Flav fan just like I'm a big Yin Yang Twins fan. But allow people's experience is different. My homeboys really did sell dope.
Right.
I really did ride on a Cadillac on 22s. I did. That's the reality of my life. But my hip-hop just isn't yours.
Yeah. I remember you talking about that, how hip-hop is a reflection of what's going on. If you want to change what's going on. And another thing that I've always appreciated about you is that you are very diverse in your own music and things that you can do. You can be here with it, you could be here with it, but like you said, we're all walking contradictions.
You remember Tip said that though. I learned that from y'all show. You asked the question. You was like, "Are you a pimp? Are you a father?" You remember he said, "I'm all of those," and I never thought about it. I was like, "He is. He really is a dad. He really was doing the street. Like he's all of that. We're not monolithic. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing is,
we go to the church, we go to the strip club.
Yeah.
You know, we go to.
I just fit well. but what I'll say
was insane.
What I'll tell you is that, and I tell people this all the time, and I know some people are gonna get mad at me for this, but it's the truth. Like, we needed to know Martin Luther King was on them hoes. Like, I'm serious. We needed to know that Malcolm X was a pimp, because we turn these people into these perfect things that
martyrs.
Don't really exist. No, not martyrs. We make them this caricature that's not real, when if you be like, oh, well, shit, Martin Luther King stepped out a couple times, but he was still Martin Luther King.
Right.
That didn't stop what he did. That didn't stop him from being great. You understand what I'm saying? And so we can make mistakes, but still do what's right. You look at me. My name is David, right? Look at David in the Bible. If you took away the fact that God said, that's my guy,
right?
He sent the dude to war so he could fuck his wife. Is that not a rapper? You feel me? But we can take it because it's in somebody's Bible, but we can't take somebody that's living like that every day. When I was doing all the stuff that I was doing for Katrina, it wasn't them fucking positive rappers that was fucking with me. Jeezy sent me money. Tip sent me money. 50 Cent we could barely move in my house. 50 gave all G-Unit clothes. My shit came from the streets.
Right.
Them, I don't even really think them positive niggas like me. Like Talib Kweli, Ninth Wonder, Erykah Badu. That's probably about it for me.
Yeah.
That I think like really care something about me. Like really care. They keep in contact. I don't hear from them rest of them niggas. It be the streets, bro. And if you look at Jesus didn't hang out in the church. When Jesus went to the church, he went to flip over a table. Them same motherfuckers who we look at as church people, them the people that put Jesus on that fucking cross in the first place.
Right.
I fuck with the streets. That's it.
You know, it's also interesting to me, and I said this, and we started off talking about this, a Banner Vision, which is your production company, right? And I think people need to know.
You're good at your job.
People need to know about this, because I also think it's important for a lot of these advertising agencies and for commercials and for people who are making decisions, you know, doing movies as they're getting rid of DEI, and a lot of companies are getting rid of those initiatives. I always feel it's so important to have somebody in the room that represents the community that you're trying to market to.
Yeah.
Right? And so can you talk to us about a Banner Vision and what it is that company is doing?
So the amazing thing about a Banner Vision is, baby, I've been doing that at a very high level for almost 17 years. I was doing stuff it's crazy because it's been floating around the internet about some of the things that I did first.
Right.
You know, some people would say that I did maybe the first crowdfunding campaign. That NFTs, I was the first person to do. I didn't know what I was doing. You know,
no one did.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, and especially I was the first one to go to these companies and tell them, like, stop waiting on pop music or rap or whatever to influence the music. Like, you all are spending millions of dollars. Like, I'm producing for Wayne. I'm producing for Chris Brown. Let me go make original content with my friends, pay them directly. Right. I own the content, license it from me, and you're spending millions of dollars marketing to these people. I did the second biggest Gatorade commercial in history. Apple called me. This is way before iTunes really blew up, and it was like, we really haven't seen a market this open. Like, you got kids 4 years old love this, and you got old ladies 80 years old, like, put it on iTunes. And I went to Gatorade, like, let's sell this. Like, you can make all the money back that you spent on marketing by selling something that you were going to give away for free. And they wouldn't do it. They try to put it up on the Gatorade site. I've been telling them, let me, because they go and copy our music, do a very bad, cheap job when you could just come and get it for me. Right. And so I just started realizing that as a creative, like, I'm going to say this, man, I'm a fucking marketing genius. Mm-hmm. I've always been a marketing genius. And I don't think because I'm so great at marketing, but being from Mississippi, I always had to find a way to compete with people who had millions of dollars. I couldn't have a spaceship coming out of the sky, so I started spitting fire, anything that I can do to catch people's eyes, right? And so what I did in the marketing space is I had enough money to tell them white folks, I don't give a fuck how rich you are, your shit whack. And I'm just going to be honest with you. If we working together, then you also represent me. And if your shit ain't fly, I'm going to tell you your shit ain't fly. And I don't think that they had ever heard anybody speak in those rooms like that. And the fact that I was a rapper, this was my secondary job, I could literally say no. And that's what most black folks don't understand. Your power is not in your yes. Mm-hmm. Your power is in no. Any prostitute can say yes. They can give money to anybody. America prints, it's barely worth the paper that it's printed on, so they can give you money. But honor and respect, that's the thing that I hate when people talk about Nipsey and they talk about Pac, is they talk about everything but their honor. They talk about everything but their code. That's what made those men special. That's what makes a Banner Vision special, is black culture means something to me. Mm-hmm. What makes me different as an actor is being on a black set means more to me than being on any other set. I'll take that bread, but black culture means the world. I mean it. When I did Mo Slim on Fight Night, it was my responsibility to bring a level of humanity to that character, because they laugh at pimps and they objectify, but those are my uncles.
Right.
Those are my friends. Those are people that I deal with every fucking day. The dope dealers are our homies, our brothers, our cousins, in some cases us, you know, and in some parts of our life. So once we become successful, we can't turn our eye on that. Right. So as a marketing company, a lot of marketing companies, and I'm not taking no shots, but it's the truth, they use their relationships with black people to leverage money from white people. I use my relationships with black people to make them honor our people. Okay. And if you want us, you can't just give me your money, because I give you an example about diversity and inclusion. If companies really meant diversity and inclusion, you wouldn't have to be made to do it. You would do it because it's the right thing to do. And so the fact that you don't do it now show me that you're a fucking sucker and we shouldn't fuck with you anyway.
And statistically, it does improve numbers, because, you know, if you don't have diverse voices in the room, then how can you market to the people?
These white folks been loving Trump. They have. Like, that's the cool thing that I can say about Trump being in office, and I think he know this shit. Like, the shit that we used to tell how it was in America and how it was in the hood, they didn't really believe us. Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all remember this. It went viral on CNN. It was talking about it's been a hard 2 weeks in America. I said, it's been a hard 350 years for black people. What the fuck are you talking about? So at least, I say this all the time, I would rather know the snake is in the grass and see it than hide it and then we don't fight it. Like, there's a problem in America, and there's always been a problem in America. And Trump not winning an election, I don't want Trump to win. Be clear.
Right.
But him winning or not winning is not going to change how black people are getting their fucking ass kicked, people of culture, indigenous people. Let's not even talk about black people. If Native Americans, let's talk about, I never hear people talk about this. If this is truly their land, where are they?
Right.
Why don't you see them in Native Guard? There used to be buffalo, more buffalo than there were dogs in America. I ain't seen a fucking buffalo, and I've been alive in America for the longest. Have you seen a buffalo?
I've never seen a buffalo.
That's what I'm saying. White folks came over here and killed motherfuckers to spite Native people. So for me, just to be honest with you, like, for my marketing company, for everything that I do it because I want to see true freedom, Angela. And I would tell you this as a person who I consider to be a peer, and I'm going to open up my heart for you, and I think it's important for your fans. I'm starting to wonder if it's worth it. Like, I would give everything for my people. At one time, I was willing to give my life. And we can't be stupid. Man, they left Marcus Garvey alone. Look at Pac's face right before he died. Mm-hmm. Look at Malcolm's face right before he died. Look at Martin's face. And I love this part. Whether we argue about Malcolm or Martin, they killed both of them.
Right.
So it's like there has to be somebody that stands for something. And the sad part about it is, Angela, you're the first show that I've said this on, and it's just because of the way that this interview is going that I'll give you this information. People can say whatever the fuck they want to about me. Since high school, I have been, you said it, she said it at the beginning of the interview, I have been consistent, right or wrong, about the way that I handle my people. And people don't stand up for me like they should. I told some white people one time, I asked them, I said, do you think I'm the antithesis of Donald Trump? And it was like, in your political views, yes. I said, then why don't black folks support me the way that white folks support Trump?
Okay.
It's not hard math, you know. So what it shows me is God is showing me that I have to do it. I have to be a revolutionary in a different way, and my revolution will come in being successful.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Though. That hurts. Like that's it hurts.
There's a lot of division. I will say that.
It hurts.
And when it comes to people who are rallying the Trumpers, they are very clear. Mm-hmm. Whatever he says, they're going to be right there, right or wrong.
And they be knowing that motherfucker crazy.
But they'll find a way.
He'll say the wildest shit. He'll be like, "This cup is fuchsia," and they'll be like,
"Yeah," and they'll change what fuchsia is.
Yeah, and make your black ass think you crazy. But that's what I mean, mm-hmm. Angela. And the beautiful thing, though, I'll tell you this in your business, is that some of our grandparents and our cousins and the people, a lot of people, they never knew any better. The fact that we at least know better, we just have to choose to do better, because I want to fight. I want to help. But KRS-One told me this. He said, the only responsibility that you have in this lifetime, David Banner, is saving yourself. So I don't do a good job at saving myself. But
well, it is true that you have to put, as they say, your oxygen mask on mm-hmm. first before you can help other people.
Yeah.
And it is true that by being successful, I believe mm-hmm. that you can then be able to have the means to be able to help other people mm-hmm. too. Mm-hmm. You know, and so there is power in that. Okay. And you said, okay.
Mm-hmm. No, because the shit really hurt. Like I got to keep my rapper face on, mm-hmm. but like, people don't understand what I've been through. Like, even we talked about the marriage shit. I'm one of the few rappers, I always wanted a family. I always wanted kids. And that shit that Black America, some Black America said, I thought I was doing the honorable thing by telling the black woman that I love you and that I have been working hard, but I do want to do it. And then that's what I get from some, not a lot of people, but from some people. That's what you're going to talk negative about? A black man that don't have no diseases, ain't got nobody pregnant, mm-hmm. was always done by his community, and that he waited and did the right thing. That's what you gonna talk about,
and you
niggas?
Even had a song about.
Hold on, I haven't said this word in a long time. Okay. That's what you gonna talk about, niggas? I haven't said that in a long time.
Oh, God.
Brother, cover your ear for 1 second, just for me, just for 1 second.
Earmuffs.
Niggas, that's what you gonna talk about. All right, bro, you good.
You back, Dan. Okay, he's back.
This is an awesome interview. Oh, shit.
Now, let me ask you this. So since you put that out there like that, because that did end up going so viral, because you're right, we don't see a lot of men saying, I want to be married and I want to have a family and I would and have children.
And the benefits for me not getting married is so good. I could just fuck the rest of my life and find one person to have a baby with and we sign some contract. Mm-hmm. It'd be good. But like, I really think I would be a better human being if my spirit wasn't so split. If I had somewhere to re-up and re-nourish my soul, you know, and what I said I was going to do with my career on this level, because I am moving to another level, is I just want to be honest with our culture. And like, I remember a young girl, this sort of went viral too. She said, David Banner, you got it so together. And I told her, no, I don't.
Yes.
I'm a fucking wreck.
Yes.
And she couldn't believe it. I could tell she looked up to me, but I wanted her to know that. So if you fuck up, you know it's okay. Mm-hmm. Just keep going. And I'll say this, and y'all should make a clip of this.
I'm a wreck too, so
yeah, we just make it look good. But I'm gonna say this, and some black people gonna get mad at me for saying this, but I mean this. As much as we talk about right-wing Republicans, extreme right-wing Republicans, Black America is becoming more and more and more like them every day. We say shit that's not true, that we have not researched. Mm-hmm. We talk about every fucking thing that we don't know what the fuck we talk. Donald Trump will talk about fucking genetic whatever, and he don't know what the fuck he talking about, and we'll just be like, like we're doing the same fucking shit. Like even this, if I say something about religion, if it's not what somebody else believes in, a person will get mad. Have you ever seen that, bro? A motherfucker will want to fight you.
Right.
Because of what you believe in.
Yeah.
And they ain't done research on the shit that they believe in. Most of the stuff that black people believe in America was given to them by their fucking oppressor who don't like you on earth. Why would they give you the key to heaven? If you didn't like a motherfucker on the streets, would you give them a key to your house?
Or would you control them with religion?
Right.
You give them, right.
Talk that shit. Let me do that. Let me protect you. I said that shit. Angela didn't say it. I got you. But that's what I mean. And so like, for me, and the sad thing is we let a lot of ignorant motherfuckers talk they shit, and we should shut that shit down.
Right.
It's detrimental to our fucking culture.
But those are the things that people like to argue about, that go viral, that I find that people who are really, to me, like have harmful rhetoric are the people that get a lot of attention. And people, there's always people that are going to support you.
And Angela, this shit really creeps me out. And I don't know why we don't research this more. I'm the type of person, like, I come from the streets, so people don't know this. It's a little spooky, but some people say some shit to me. We trying to look for your IP address. Like, we trying to figure out where you are, you know? And so I research stuff, sometimes just for my own safety, too. I want to know who I'm dealing with. A lot of times, it don't even be black people.
Right.
It be like nerdy-ass college white boys.
Yeah,
who
absolutely.
Look at these websites. Like, they don't be owned by so-called hip-hop. It don't be a part of our culture.
Right.
And I'm not saying that anything physical should happen to these people, but I hate the fact that anything I say, I got to handle it. I got to walk on the streets with David Banner. But these companies and these people start shit in our culture. Like, I remember, hearing the rappers talk about the East Coast, West Coast beef and how there was a certain magazine that really fueled that shit. But nobody from that magazine got a hold up. But black folks is dying in the street in the rap game for fucking real. We got to start holding these people, politicians, rappers, basketball players, whoever the fuck. If I got to stand for this shit, then you should be able to stand for it too. So if instead of saying that it's hip hop, and I like this about our children, I can say this about the young kids who are revolutionaries, like both black and white. Instead of saying it's the white man, it's the system. No, they would say it's John Doe who worked on Avenue A at this company. We're going to get that motherfucker fired. Like, that's what we have to start doing. This is an awesome interview. I don't know how you going to chop this bitch off.
I know, Dan's thinking about that now. Like, what?
Dan! Dan, you done turned red. Dan, what I say? Dan, did I fuck up? Dan said, I'm trying to fucking get married, David. Man, you fucking it up.
It's interesting. Back to the marriage conversation.
Oh, shit.
Yes, oh shit is right. So the contract of a marriage, right? Do you feel like you have to officially be married, or do you feel like you could just be with somebody for the rest of your life?
I'm sexy as fuck. No, but let me tell you, I believe, a lot of my friends don't believe this, but like, I believe in the institution of marriage. And I can either just continue fucking the rest of my life and not have nobody. But like, if I'm going to do it, I'm the type of person who I want to do it. And I really believe if you look at the real power in this world, it's tribal. And that's one of the reasons why they try to keep us from, and I think that's one of the reasons why they design the internet the way that they have and technology the way that they have, is to tear down the institution, because real power is in the family. Real power is in us congregating and sitting down, having meetings and being in the room with each other. That's why I want to sit here and talk to you. I want you to be able to look in my eyes when we talk. That's power, And so I believe, and to be honest with you, as a businessman and as a man, that's what I didn't understand with a lot of women that were attacking me. It would behoove me to not get married. Let's be clear. I have a whole lot more freedom, and most women that I deal with, they know me, and I tell them who I am, so I don't have to tip around. I am who I am, and I'm clear about it. But I really honestly believe that I will be a better human being with someone who can balance me. Right. And I really believe that she is out there.
What type of person you think can balance you?
I haven't met her yet. Or
but
maybe
what
I have.
Okay.
I have, but I wasn't right at the time.
That's
hey,
honest.
can I tell you a secret? it's this one motherfucker I met. And she ended up marrying well, not my homies, but he's in the music industry, and he don't know that me and her was dating. But Angela, when I saw this motherfucker, we were in the club, and I couldn't hear the music no more. I just couldn't hear shit, bro. I was like words couldn't come out of my mouth, but I wasn't ready. And that's what I believe. Let me tell you what I like about women. My mom told me this. My mom said, y'all don't call me this. Now, I really get upset if y'all call me this. But my mom calls me Billy. I think my mom was in love with Billy D. Williams when I was born. So, but, you know, I'm a Southern young man. But so she named me William. My middle name is William. So, you know, that means Billy.
Right.
So, but I don't remember the question.
How do you get Billy out of William anyway?
I don't know. Same way Charles
Right.
and Chuck.
Like,
all that shit is strange. I don't know.
Richard,
but that's,
Dick.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what you think. Call me. That's my new name, Richard Banner, a.k.a. Dick. Okay, I'm sorry.
But we were talking about, you know, you and what balances you.
Oh, my mom. No, what kind of woman? My mom told me that I've never dated the same. I never brought the same woman in her house before. I give you an example. I usually like very intelligent women. Mm-hmm. Like if you can't hold a conversation with me, the physical is strong, but it can only go so far. But I had a young lady that I still love to this day. She wasn't the smartest peg in the building blocks at all. But
smartest?
She wasn't the smartest peg in the building block. But she was the most. She was the most loyal person I've ever met in my life. This girl put everything that she had in her life to help my career. I mean, anything she would do. This girl came from money and stood out on the corner and sold my CDs.
Oh, wow.
You know, so it's like we have our preferences of what we want, but God may have a bigger plan. So what I try to do is keep my spirit. That's the reason why I meditate. That's the reason why I study, so I can be open. Because in actuality, if we really, really know what we needed, then we would have it already. That's why I don't understand, like, when people argue with me about, like, my mentors and stuff, and how much I listen to my mentors. I was like, man, if I knew how to get $80 million a year, I would have it already.
Right.
So for me to think I know what I need or I want, I know it makes me feel good, but that may not be what I need. Mm-hmm. So I'm open, and hopefully my spirit will be open when she comes.
Well, you put it out there, so I can't even imagine the type of messages.
Oh no, it's been crazy. It's been like I'll tell you something about me. That's wild. Because of the type of man that I am, most women, they won't say shit to me. It's the craziest shit. Like, I see all this shit online. Mm-hmm. All my homegirls say, man, all these motherfuckers, like every woman I know call me, everybody calling me to get to you and blah, 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 blah. But I think there's a certain level of respect that women have for me. And it's my job as a man to approach them. And I think, you know, I had a girl say the most honorable thing to me ever, Angela. She said, she didn't say I reminded her of her father. She said I reminded her of her grandfather.
Oh.
And that was honorable to me, you know. And the thing that I do want to be, I do, and even y'all, like, I want y'all to be proud of me. Mm-hmm. You know, when we get older and you see me and you be like, that motherfucker right there, he was a real one. You know, when my wife say, I can't stand that motherfucker, but I love him. Because think about this. I really want to say this.
But I love him.
Give me a hand. Put your hand right here. Tell me this. Have you ever met a strong man that wasn't an asshole?
No.
That's part of, like,
that's part of what,
if you're dealing with people of culture, usually what makes us strong is death. That's what we fucking dealing with. When we thinking about our family, how can I feed them and they won't die? How can I protect them and they won't die? Like, people don't understand what we fucking got to go through daily. People don't know about the death threats that I have to go through. People don't know about the taxes and the people in the streets and the fucking, all that shit. Yeah. It be so much shit.
It's overwhelming sometimes.
It's more than overwhelming. And then they want you to smile. And then they say, oh, David Banner, why you don't smile? Bitch, shit going on. You know, and then you try to be an honorable man, then they talk about you. Why you wait to 50, motherfucker?
Well, think about how bad women get it. when people say, why don't you have any kids? Why you don't have this?
But I don't say it. You ain't got to say it to me. I didn't say it.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I get what you said. Yeah.
Women get that all the time. But so it's interesting to see this because I feel like we don't see it as much until you came out, because I also don't think men are honestly saying that.
Yeah, and people say it to who, and people say it to people say it to who they know that they can.
Right.
See, women know that I give a fuck. So if I was out here saying, fuck all you bitches, I'm on these motherfucking hoes, suck a dick, then they wouldn't say nothing to me.
Dan, you gotta edit that.
No, hold on. You gotta edit. Suck a dick. 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 I'm just fucking with you. That's funny. That's why you ought to beat that. That would be hilarious. But like see, people, and that's what makes me mad. And I'll say this, like, those of you all who believe that I am honorable, I don't need you to defend me, but I do know if you sit back, if you my people and I'm in the room, I'll never forget this. I'm dead serious. This really happened to me. I was dating a girl who was on a set that T.I. was on when he was in Africa shooting some science fiction movie. And the girl said that somebody in the room said David Banner. And Tip said, hold on. Before you say the next statement, know that that's my guy. And put his head down. What he was really saying is, whatever you gonna say, whether it's good, you just know that that's my guy. And there's repercussions that come. That was one of the most honorable things that I've ever heard anybody say about me. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how we should be about the honorable people in our community.
Right.
If you know that you got a bunch of ignorant motherfuckers who in their feelings, you got to set them motherfuckers straight for somebody who will protect you and stand for you all the time. Because I'm going to say this and then I'll let you ask the questions and I'll calm down a bit. I said this before and nobody paid attention to me about 5-6 years ago, that the good people, some of the good people in the black community are getting tired. And that we just keep dumping on them, and we don't raise them up. It's funny, we always complain about the same people in our community because we keep looking for the same type of people in different bodies. If you date 10 men and 8 of those men act the same way, then it's you.
Yeah,
it's not the men. It's your choice.
Yeah.
So we keep picking the same type of people in our community.
Right.
And then we'll run to the motherfuckers who we know are good people when we need them. But we don't fuck with them. I told BET that. I said, man, y'all only come to me when it got something to do with revolution.
Yeah, they do.
You don't come to me to host nothing. You don't come to me that's gonna help my career. And I don't need you on the political side. I got that on lock.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers know who to come to for that. I need you to help me with the other side. And I told him this. I said, if you would help me in other ways,
right,
then when I spoke political, then the kids won't be like, oh, he just saying that shit because he need to talk about politics.
Right.
The thing that kids like about me is when they see this kind of shit, even though I ain't into all of this kind of shit, they be like, oh, damn, he actually care about us. Because he's coming down from him being popular and doing all that fight night shit and the rest of that shit to help our community. I had a black kid in South Carolina. He said something that almost brought tears to my eyes. And I ain't an emotional type of motherfucker, even though I might say dick sometimes. No, I'm just fucking with you. Don't edit it out. He asked me one time, he was like, David Banner, why are you here with us? And I was like, fuck. I was like, baby, I'm from Mississippi. I'm from the same shit. I'm supposed to be here. And you are worth it. And that's what I want my success to represent. The fact that if I can make it, that anybody can.
And that they are worth it.
Yep.
And listen, on that note, you do have the family business, New Orleans.
Yep.
So talk to me about that, because I know we don't have a premiere date or anything yet.
End of December.
That's soon.
I am so proud of that. And I'm going to give you something else. I think I may have talked about it slightly. I was going through a lot of bad things during the time that I was shooting Fight Night and I was shooting Family Business, but the creation of Mo Slim and Jean, in their power and me being those strong black men for 8 to 11 hours a day, I was in that character for so long that it started rubbing off on David Banner because I was so tired as an activist. I had given so much to my activist side and running my businesses that I forgot to rap. I forgot to write scripts. I had gotten so much into helping other people that I wasn't helping myself.
Right.
And I had let people suck me dry. Literally and figuratively.
Okay, yeah.
No, but seriously though. And again, like I told you, nobody was there to fill my cup. And so I took these characters and they really, really helped me. Like I don't usually do this. I'm not a method actor or anything like this, but like I have found out that Mo Slim, everybody on Fight Night, that was on set knew that I was getting killed before I did.
Oh wow, they did.
And that shit bothered me.
Sheesh.
That shit really bothered me, and I never let it's this other people's scripts and shit. So I know it's not mine, but like.
And what a scene that was.
I had poured so much into that character.
Right.
Like I know this is maybe a little bit sick, but like them was my people. Like I made them. Like I helped birth.
Most of them.
Right, and I became them people for fucking real for a bit, and so what I realized, Angela, is that like I take this shit so seriously that I really think it's going to change the way that people look at, because that's how I look at Queen Latifah. Like, and I don't think she gets the credit that she deserves.
I love some Queen Latifah.
I didn't seen Queen Latifah out act actors who've been acting their whole fucking life. Who, like, I have a certain love for her that she knows about, but like I wanna be that on the male side.
Right.
Like, I really want people to fear me when it comes to this acting shit. Like. Terrence Howard and more than anything, Sam Jackson have shown me and given me permission to when I'm fierce when it comes to this shit. And I told y'all this before, I want to make y'all proud. I love being from Mississippi. I love the fact that, like, because people wouldn't admit.
I mean, you rap it hard.
Right, people don't admit that I be rapping the way that I fucking rap. People don't admit that ain't too many people on this fucking earth can touch me on the drum machine. And talk about Jazzy Jeff. I went to that motherfucking retreat. I paid 50 fucking beats and tore their fucking mouth out. And they was like, we didn't know you was doing production. I said, these motherfuckers won't buy this shit.
Right.
My shit expensive.
Ooh.
And I was,
as it should be,
and it was funny. Y'all gonna start hearing about this shit. I was like 31. 32, I'm talking about playing hit after hit. And I was like, they was like, what you doing with this shit? I ain't doing shit. I ain't, fuck y'all. Going to act. What's up, Mo Slim?
I'm going to act.
Yeah.
And listen, and you have that coming up, The Family Business New Orleans. And then there was a movie that's about women's basketball that you did as well.
Finding Tony. It's out right now.
Finding Tony.
It's awesome. Y'all should go and get it. It's everywhere that you get your movies. Before I go, I play a god in a movie. I'm very, very excited about that.
Wait, you play what?
A god.
Really?
I literally play a god. If you see, and I'm in no way
this like
being
a
disrespectful.
Greek mythology?
Oh no, what?
A god?
Black folks can't play gods?
No, I'm
we
just
gods.
wondering.
Oh, he ain't got nothing to do.
Or it's like the gods in the earth?
Greek folks was the last people to know anything about God.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you, and I'm not flirting at all, if I were to take off my shirt right now, you would see why they would cast me as a god.
Okay.
I'm so motherfucking sexy. I ain't gonna even bullshit you. And I'm trying to get as much money out this shit. I don't know how long. I'm dead serious. I don't know how long I can hold this shit together. I hurt every fucking where on my fucking body.
What, from working out?
Yeah, like just training in general.
What type of training do you do?
I do everything, baby. Like I fight, I bike, I hike, I swim. And I'll tell you this, they have lied to us about age and what our body can do. I feel better than I ever have in my life. I just can't recover as fast. So I gotta put this shit on screen somewhere.
Right. Before.
And cause I'm gonna have to find me a Denzel walk or some shit, cause I can't hold his body up for much longer. Cause I ain't lying, baby. I hurt everywhere. This shit ain't nothing but for show. I can't do nothing.
You never did acupuncture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just about everything that got to do with healing, I do it. Like, I don't spend the money that LeBron spends.
Right, well.
I spend a lot of money on my body. Like, what most people would pay for a house, I probably spend on my body.
Well, it's a temple.
Yeah, and that's what God is. So
yeah.
if we really love God, we want to encase God in the best possible situation that we can. Let me say this before we wrap up. I know I have a tendency to be very serious, but I just want to thank hip hop for allowing me to grow up. Most artists, they didn't allow them to grow up, and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for some of the people who in hip hop who quietly protected me and looked after me and believed in me and took their time out. Method Man recently, he did some things for me that he didn't have to do, and he coached me through one of the darkest times in my life, and he didn't even know it, just by telling me what he would. My physical, this time when y'all see, it was because of Method Man.
Oh, wow.
You know, I called Meth and I told him what I was going through, and I was like, bro, I can't sleep. And he said, Banner, I couldn't sleep either. He was like, but in New York, the gym opened at 4 o'clock. He said, so the thing that I can do is be in that gym every day.
And he started his whole athletic
and so no
line
bullshit. Every fucking day I was in the gym. I was sad and all kind of crazy shit was going on in my life. I said, I can't control whether a person will hire me for a movie, if a motherfucker will play my song, but I can dictate. And then he said this shit. I said this somewhere before, though. But Method said, there's only one common denominator to everything that's going on in your life. And guess what it is? You. So good or bad, it's something you are or you are not doing. Even if somebody else is doing it to you, you are allowing them to stay there. You can change something about that. You don't have to go around them anymore.
Right.
You know, and he didn't have to do that shit. And I be wanting people to see that there's good people on this fucking planet.
Yes, there are.
Fucking Styles P. He came down to Jazzy Jeff's retreat, and that motherfucker, we sat and talked for an hour straight. And he told me some shit that I don't know if I would have told another person. And I was like, damn, bro, thank you. I'll protect that shit with my life, and I appreciate him. He was like, that's just what men supposed to fucking do. Styles like, you either solid or you not.
This retreat sounds amazing. I need one for my my friends. Like,
I'm gonna tell you, seriously, Angela, if you get an opportunity to and you can go, like, people don't understand this. Jazzy Jeff brought us to his fucking house.
Right.
I wouldn't have brought all them niggas to my house. I'm sorry. I love them to death. Fuck that shit. And I told him that's the reason why it was so special, because he opened up his heart first. I was laughing with somebody earlier. I was like, I stepped on a motherfucker, and it was Jazzy Jeff Cat. It was like, wow! Damn. That's Jazzy Cat. I'm sorry, Jazzy Cat. Yeah. but yeah. And again, I want to tell you this in closing, baby. I'm very proud of you. The reason why I'm proud of you is I don't know it from a woman's standpoint, but I know how it feels for all the pressure to be on you. But the reason why we put all of the pressure on ourselves is we can't complain about nothing unless we take it all into our hands. And like, you know, not that I need credit for it, but people don't see. Like, most of the shit that was successful for me, I produced the record.
Right.
I wrote the fucking record. I paid for the fucking studio time. Most of the opportunities, I had to get on my agent about this. I called Craig Brewer and Will Packer. Yeah. Like, be clear. And motherfuckers walk around, you know, like, I got David.
Like, no, I'm the person that made the call.
I don't mind you lying.
Right.
But, or maybe they were the reason. But I know I called.
Right. You did.
And I know they didn't call back until I called.
But I do want to say that a lot of times, if you're waiting for other people, not you, but in general, for other people to do stuff for you, nobody's going to care about your stuff more than you're ever going to care about your stuff.
Cousins and friends that they like better than you. They're going to get them opportunities to somebody else.
Yeah.
People only care. Listen, this is especially for my women out here. Listen to me. People treat you exactly like you treat yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you treat yourself with style and grace and honor, I'm talking about the most rugged motherfuckers on this planet are going to treat you just like that. If you are insecure about your weight, people are going to poke at you about what you are insecure about.
Right.
I am learning that in my life. Once I started saying I'm the shit, once I started giving myself some of the stuff that I deserved, Pharrell told me this. Pharrell was like, David Ben, I love your beats, but guess what? You don't rap over the shit that you playing for me. He said, so how can you expect other rappers to rap over your creative shit and you don't do it as an artist?
Right.
So, like, we're going to have to start treating ourselves better first. and people will follow you. And I'm proud of you. You bet on yourself. And whether I know it's going to be good, but whether it's good or bad, I would rather fail knowing that I tried with me than hoping that I'm going to have success with motherfuckers who have historically never gave a fuck.
Right. Absolutely.
And I look good.
All right, David Banner.
And I'm going to get married really
yes,
soon.
He will.
And then y'all motherfuckers that was talking shit, take that. You don't come to my wedding?
Yeah, you know I will. I cannot wait to meet this woman.
Okay. I can't wait to meet her ass, too.
I will be right there.
I hope she ain't doing the shit I'm doing right now. Let's just pray on that.
Well, it'll be the one time that it'll be good for somebody to suck you dry.
Edit that. I want to keep her. We need to keep her here. No, keep it on there. Keep it on there.
David Banner.